a big initiative by Network 18 and a CSR initiative by Federal Bank Limited, along with Sonu Sood, of course, flagging it all off. We have Captain Amrinder Singh, the Chief Minister of Punjab. Network 18 is launching the biggest vaccination drive for the country, in fact, to kind of motivate people to go in for vaccination on a very large scale. How do you see Punjab really coping with this? How has this kind of entire effort been for you?
I am afraid that Punjab has lagged behind. We should have had many more cases of vaccinations. But for some reason, there is a reluctance to have it. Now, I don't know what that reason is, but I've been appealing now and every now and then to ask people that you must do it. I've had it. People I know who've got cancer have had it. People who are on the terminal stages have had it. I mean, why shouldn't a healthy person have it? It's something that the whole world is doing, and you must do it. And I keep saying this all the time, but obviously there's something lacking in either my appeal or people's understanding that they just don't want it.
In fact, a hashtag that Network 18 is also launching is hashtag Lagaya Kya. We of course saw you getting the vaccination. People have been apprehensive about getting vaccinated, that it could perhaps lead to some side effects, there could be some sort of an issue, there could be trouble.
Well,
what was your experience getting the vaccination done? Were you kind of apprehensive? Were you worried?
In fact, I kept 2 days after. I had it on a Friday and I said Saturday, Sunday I take off in case I have any reaction. But I had it and in the afternoon at about 4 o'clock, and by the morning I didn't even feel where the prick was. So the question of having some sort of a reaction wasn't there. There was no headache, as they said, or some other sort of aches and pains, but nothing at all. But this has all been played up by the media. And that is why people are probably nervous of doing this.
In fact, Sanjeevani, the campaign that we have launched, is going to be across the country, motivating people to go in for vaccination. Is there a plan that you have put in place for Punjab as well, in terms of how it starts? How is it going to be done? Because you have been leading from the front in terms of giving directions.
We're having every Thursday, we're having a COVID meeting, and we are going to push it forward and do whatever we can, PR work and whatever else, to convince people that it's very important.
In fact, we are maintaining the right social distancing, but you have been noticing that a lot of people have been taking it a little bit easy. If you remember correctly, you were one of the first very senior people to go out there and say that this is not something that needs to be taken lightly. People need to be warned. This is something which is going to be with us for a very long time. That was a phase when people were thinking it's perhaps going to go away quickly, but you were the one who had been warning that it's not something that's going to be going away quickly.
I know, I've been saying so all along, and I've also been saying that there shouldn't be crowds. I mean, look at what's happening in Bombay. Here nobody bothers. I mean, you have Kejriwal having a meeting of 35,000 people. On the stage, he is wearing a mask, nobody else is wearing a mask. Similarly, Sukhbir Badal having a rally. He is not wearing a mask himself, forget about the rest. Now, this is irresponsible behavior on the part of the leadership. If this leadership can on every stage say what we are saying, maybe people will start listening. But when they are doing it themselves, who's going to listen?
In fact, we have the entire team at Atari from where we are flagging this kind of entire movement off. What are the steps that you would kind of insist upon in the coming days, which Punjab needs to ensure that it is safe and secure from COVID?
No crowds, doing what you've been doing, which means masks and washing your hands and whatever the doctors have been saying. And what is more important is now that you have it, inoculate yourself. That's the most important thing to do. Now, inoculation is not something that's going to knock COVID out, but it'll raise the capability of your body to fight it, and that's what you need. You need the right amount of whatever they call it to be able to tackle this virus, and I think that is important. So apart from taking whatever pills and all you're told to take, this is most important, and let that happen. Because I've had a friend who's 78 years old, and he got it. And immediately we sent him off to hospital and he's back. So the thing is that these things can be looked after. That's one. Second, I think those people who haven't had it must remember that it's a very vicious disease, and please, for God's sake, don't take it lightly.
Before we sign off, what would be your Punjabi message to Punjab to make sure that they kind of stay safe?
देखो, मैं पहला भी पंजाब ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਬੜੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਗੰਭੀਰਤਾ ਨਾਲ ਲਓ, ਸਮਝੋ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਅਹਿਮੀਅਤ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਟੀਕਾ ਲਗਾਉਣ ਦੀ. I mean, if you want to save your families and save your children, this is the only way. And please do it. And I promoted the idea of taking injections and also taking other precautions, which I've talked about.
We go back to Atari, but thank you so much, Captain Amrinder Singh, for a very strong and clear message. Punjab needs to inoculate itself to make sure that it stays safe.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and back to you at Atari.